around that stage where I really tried to like understand who I am, or like I still don't even know who I am, but just changing the way I think. And it was just like I wanted it so, like I wanted to know so bad. And, you know, it took so long. It was a year, a span of maybe a year, over a year, honestly. And you know, like that 1 year felt like 10 years.
Yeah.
But that was probably the greatest thing that ever happened to me. Like I remember just thinking about, like when I was in that state, just about certain stuff that happened in the past. Like it happened like a while. I was just trying to understand. Like I wanted to know so bad. And it just all started making sense towards like that little journey. Like, and it still stuck with me today. Like if I would have never went through that phase, like I probably wouldn't even be here talking to y'all right now. I wouldn't even be thinking the way I do, trying to understand. Like that was the greatest, like, cause it always comes a moment in your life when like you got to make that decision. Like I don't know what age it happens at different times for everybody, but you got to make that decision. You either gonna go or you gonna stay. Like you got to make a move. It's either yes or no. And I wanted to go, man. I had to get out of that, man. I had to.
That's amazing, man. Cause that situation where you're just like it's probably like what people say, like a depressive state, like where it's like the worst and stuff like that. But that's like that leads into like just that enlightenment, man. Like
right.
It leads into that. Well, I like what David Goggins was saying too. Shout out David Goggins, where he was like all these fears and all these doubts that he had and all these concerns that he had to say them all out loud and face them. You know, he couldn't just bottle it up, and that's why it was good that you talked to your mom and stuff too. Like,
I had to bottling up can rid. That's so bad. Like even if you don't even have to like necessarily vent to anybody. Like you gotta cry or whatever. You gotta let all that out. Like I've learned that too. Like even when I still another thing I learned, like even with depression and all that, like it never really goes away. It's just like you learn to cope with it in different ways now. So like even if I'm feeling sad or something, I'll just embrace the feeling, and then you know it just goes away. Like because every day is not gonna be the same.
Exactly.
That would be that. Oh,
and
man.
It's good to like if you're angry, man, it's good to express those things.
Yeah.
Like, I was like so pissed off the other day, and literally cracking my skateboard and stuff like that, but I don't regret it. Like it felt amazing just getting that all out of me, and I was like, okay, that's not me anymore. That anger, that's not me anymore. That's just literally a temporary emotion, temporary feeling that's definitely going to pass, you know. And it's just always good to get at that one state, you know, where you're just one with yourself and stuff like that. That's why I don't get mad at people that will act negative towards you, because you never know what that person is going through. Right. You know, it's a million things that person probably got on their head and stuff like that, and you're not the reason that they're sad or mad or anything like that. But you know, it's just life, man. It's just life. And then that's why I'm saying, like, especially if you find yourself getting in that depressive stage, and I'm not even saying like I'm perfect or anything like that, but like when you find yourself getting that depressive stage and then you start doing research, man, like why do I feel like this? Right. Like who am I? Like am I supposed to be anybody? Like am I just nobody? If I'm just, and that's why I just like that whole I'm just a human being having a spiritual experience. Like and that's what the world throws so much at you, was like, oh, you have to be this, or you have to have this many followers, or you have to have that many likes, or you have to have that much money or a certain financial income. It's all these materialistic and external things that they say like supposed to define you, but
third dimension.
But all that like whatever you want it's already within you. It's already inside of you, and you can feel it. You can feel it when you're meditating. You can feel it when you're just touching your heart and stuff like that, and you feel that electromagnet.
Yeah, you know the feeling, bro.
Stuff,
you know the feeling.
Yeah, man.
That was just my
up.
quest, man. That was a great experience. Like, I still think about those experiences to this day. Yeah. And we still going, like, we still young. Like, we got our whole lives ahead of us. Like, these experiences. And I'm gonna go a little bit off topic. Well, not really, but shout out to Mac Miller. Rest in peace, Mac Miller. But I remember him saying in an interview or something, he was like, even like how he named his last album, Swimming. I looked up the concept, and it was like when you're swimming, you're in a state between drowning and like breathing or whatever, so you're balanced. And he was basically explaining like he didn't want to wake up every day and not feel like sad, or like he didn't want to wake up one day and feel like just the same one day. Like he wanted to feel, he wanted to have days where he felt sad, and he wanted to have days where he's on top of the world.
Yeah.
And that was just like that balance thing you was talking, that flow state you was talking about.
Yeah.
That's like real essential, because all these things are necessary, good, bad. Like you have to go through it. It's all one big experience. We're all living one experience.
Right.